Hey, what up, YouTube? I just wanted to do something new for 2017, try something out, something I've meant to do for a while. Um, I'm gonna go back to my roots a bit, I guess you could say. Um, for those who know me and have been subscribers of mine and watched my videos in the past, clearly you know I like anime. Um, I'm a huge music enthusiast, but anime, music, and video games are essentially like the combination of three things that essentially make me who I am. I'm a special education teacher on the outside. You know, I'm a Jamaican male, born and raised in Chicago. I wasn't born in Jamaica, but you know, my family, my culture, goals and morals, things like that, generally, typically, um, align with my Jamaican heritage. Um, but yeah, anime has always been a huge thing, a huge part of my life. Um, so I guess what I wanted to do today was share that with you guys a bit. Not necessarily share it in a sense, me telling you all of my anime experiences, but more of help those out who I guess have been possibly maybe thinking about starting to watch anime. I guess you can kind of count this as one of those, you know, my New Year's resolution type of things, but not necessarily my resolution. It's not a resolution for me. It's for those who, I guess, wanted to do something new in the new year, but didn't know what. Some of you may have actually been like, oh, I want to watch anime, or actually want to watch a series completely. Because you'd be surprised how many people have interest in anime, have watched anime, but never literally sat and watched an entire series. And sometimes it may be due to them watching something that truly never caught their attention. So this is what I guess I want to give you, my experience, my expertise, you know, just my thoughts about anime essentially. Things you'll be able to watch, give you some very good suggestions. That's the majority of what I'm trying to do. Is, I guess you can say, make like a anime starter pack for those who are thinking about watching some anime in 2017. Um, this initial video won't be the first true video, the first true, you know, recommendation video, but it's more of, I guess you can say, why should I actually sit down and watch anime? Now, for majority of people, if you're somebody who watches anime, you may have the weird label of literally being somebody who's weird. I'm being straight up. You may be labeled. There's that weird, you know, societal tag. You know, society views you as this or that person because you do or like this or that certain things. I'm on Reddit all the time. I watch anime when I can. I play games when I can. But I teach. I was part of a national fraternity. You know, I do a lot of different things. From looking at me, if you met me on the street, you would not think that, oh, I watch anime. You'd probably get video games because that's a lot of males. That's generally typically a male thing. Not saying that women don't play video games, but a nice chunk of men play video games. So you can guess that. Music is, that's universal. So you could guess that. Oh, do you like music? Or when you're speaking to somebody, you'd probably ask them what's your favorite type of music. You won't even ask them if they like music. You ask them what's their favorite type of music. So what I'm going with is, like, you know, you would never look at me. If you met me on the street, you would not be like, so what's your favorite anime? How much have you, like, that wouldn't cross your mind. But there's nothing wrong with anime. From a racial point of view, there's a lot of black people that watch anime. There's a lot of black people that read manga. Honestly, reading manga and watching anime, I view it as two different things. though they're clearly closely related, you have plenty of anime that are based off of a manga series. That's generally kind of sort of how a lot of this starts. It's just like how we have the Avengers or DC Comics. You know, the Avengers didn't just appear out of nowhere. The movies didn't appear out of anywhere. They were first a comic book made into a movie. You know, you get a movie adaptation. So essentially, a lot of anime themselves are the adaptation of a manga. So, you know, and for those who have no idea what a manga is at all, just think a Japanese comic book, a Japanese a novel, except it's more of in a cartoon form. It's like that's essentially what it is. It's like Japanese comics. Like that's literally the the definition, the American as definition of what manga is. Like if I tried to explain it any other way, you'd be like, you'd probably say to me, why didn't I just say comic book? So essentially, that's what you get with manga. We're gonna go back a little bit. If you were to Google the definition of anime, if you literally type in what is anime on Google, you will get a style of Japanese film and television animation typically aimed at adults as well as children. So this is one of the huge things I like to tell people, and I like to explain to them when watching anime. I want to say the majority of anime that is actually out in the world has been created, produced, and things like that. I want to say the vast majority of it is meant for adults, not meant for children. Now, you have to rewind on what's considered a child and things like that. When I'm saying children, I mean like literal young children. Like, usually most people, you don't really truly start finding an interest in anime until you're about, preteen, teenager anyways. So, usually I want to say, maybe if once you get like 10, 11 years old, you may start finding an interest in anime. My generation, I'm 24 years old right now, and I turned 25 in July. So, if we were to go and take exactly what I just said, I'm 24. If we go 10 years ago, I'm 14. Let's knock 4 more years off of that. I'm 10. I was 10 years old, and I should do the math on this first. I was 10 years old, and I want to say 2002. Yeah, about 2002, 01, 02, 03, somewhere in between there. In between 2001 and 2003, let's say, between those years, we had Toonami. Original Toonami. Now, Toonami had already started before that, but we had Toonami. I want to say that was the golden age of Toonami. And most of my age will definitely agree with that. Most of the people, even those who are older than me, who watched Toonami throughout that span of time, and even a little bit before, they'll agree, like, that was kind of the golden age of Toonami. Because the shows you had coming on. Now, if you were to go and ask any damn body, or at least if you showed them a picture of Sailor Moon, you show them a picture of Sailor Moon, or you show them a picture of Dragon Ball, most men and women would be able to identify those two anime. They really would. Shows like Naruto, Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, One Piece, things like that. Those are what I would say are your, at least for like my generation. My generation, kids more closer to my age, literally like 24, 25-year-olds, would literally say that's what they started off on. They'd be like, dude, I've been watching anime since Dragon Ball Z and and Sailor Moon. And then as time goes on, you know, it becomes, oh, I've been watching anime since Naruto. You know, even though Naruto was technically still like my generation. But, and then as time goes on, you get like, oh man, I got into anime with Attack on Titan. You know, so you have different shows. Each generation has a show that essentially is what they started off on. But you had this golden age of anime. And as time went on, as you can kind of sort of see where I'm going with this, Toonami kind of died down a lot. And I mean that more of in the shows that were coming on Toonami. Those who were originally watching Toonami, I can tell you for sure, were not watching Toonami, you know, some 5-something years later. I want to say I stopped watching Toonami easily once I hit like around high school, because the lineup of shows was honestly garbage to me. It was trash. Even before Toonami, what really truly caught my interest in anime was, you know, I guess it was Cowboy Bebop. As you see in the drawing behind me, it was Cowboy Bebop. Now I'm sitting here telling you like, oh, I started with like, oh, Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon and everything that was on that Toonami block, you know, Rurouni Kenshi, Tenchi Muyo, you know, things like that. My cousin, who was older than me, he'd always watch Adult Swim. And I specifically remember Adult Swim Saturday nights that was the anime blog. Now, it wasn't necessarily called Toonami how it is now. When Toonami had its resurgence, when Toonami came back, it took over that Saturday night anime block. So now it's Toonami there. But back then, it was just, you know, it was just Adult Swim. So you had that Saturday night, you had the more serious anime. You had these more adult anime. You had your Cowboy Bebop, Inuyasha. And Inuyasha, I believe, may have actually been on Toonami and Adult Swim at some point. Or it may have never been on Toonami. But Toonami, I guess you would say, were more of those children shows. You know, you had some anime on there that definitely were kind of sort of more adult in a sense. You had your Gundams, Outlaw Star, I want to say even Trigun may have been one of them on there. Yu Yu Hakusho. You had your different shows that in America, there were probably more children watching it, but in Japan, everybody watches these shows from kids to adult. Now, there's no Toonami in Japan. Like, in Japan, anime is like a way of life, in a sense. Like, it's a part of their everyday life. You know, in America, anime is still one of those things that honestly isn't as culturally accepted. Like, you have plenty of people today who watch anime and things like that. But, you know, anime in Japan is clearly, like, that's its birthplace. It was Japan. So anime is a huge part of that culture. It's their culture. I guess that's what I'm really trying to say. But watching being around my cousin, and he's watching anime on a Saturday night, and it's the more adult, serious stuff. And I see Cowboy Bebop, and I shit you not, it's the intro to Cowboy Bebop is what stuck in my head, even as a young kid, even as a child. The intro to that show, and you know, if you aren't watching Adult Swim every Saturday, you're not seeing the episodes in order. So I might watch it one Saturday and see an episode of Cowboy Bebop, and then watch it like 3 Saturdays later, and they're on a completely different episode. So I'm not even watching the shows in order, but I'm seeing the shows. You know, I'm seeing these shows. You know, and that's what kind of sort of got my interest in other anime. I don't want to say I had a manga phase at all, but I do remember Borders bookstore, and that was like one of my first true experiences with manga. Now, this isn't about manga, but that experience is what kind of sort of led me to Naruto, because Naruto was on the upswing in America. You know, it was becoming like the next biggest, hugest thing, essentially, since Dragon Ball. because Dragon Ball Z was always the shit in America. So Naruto was, the second coming. That was essentially becoming the most popular thing. But yeah, like this is just about I guess what I'm trying to say with all this, Dragon Ball, Naruto. I'm trying to create a starter pack for those. I'll be in a Facebook discussion or a text message or this, that, or, whenever I have a friend who's like, hey, I want to start watching anime, it's like you get a grin on your face. Like anybody who watches anime and they get the friend, they get a friend who finally is like, I want to watch anime, I want to try this out. You get a little grin and you go down this list. But I guess me being a teacher as well, I look at it differently. I understand the psychology of things. I can't throw somebody in to this lifestyle on a show that's complicated or too serious. So that's what this little series is that I'm going to start doing. I might put up multiple videos. I might put up one video a week. I don't know. But I'm going to just go over literally in no specific order. No real order. I'm going to just do this as the shows hit my mind. But I want to create that starter pack, the recommendation list of animes that you should watch. Creating the videos gives me more of a voice I can say on it. Some videos may be short, some videos may be long. I might literally make a 5-minute video like, you just need to watch this anime. I can't even truly explain it to you. I mean, you just watch it. Just give it a chance. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of that essentially. And then those who are huge anime fans already, if you have any recommendations, anything you think I should watch, the thing that you'd also be very surprised at the shit I've already seen. Like I don't want to say it insults me, but it's always kind of funny to me when somebody tries to give me anime to watch, and I'm like, bruh, like I you don't even know how deep I am in that already. How many conspiracy theories I've already come up with about that show. So, this is just a place to come and talk. If you have any questions about any show, I'll even take your favorite shows. If it's something I haven't seen, I'll watch it, and then I'll make a video about it. I can't say that I'll knock out your entire favorite series in 2 days and make a video. Because there's shows I watch now that, this is the one thing, like, there's a form of writer's block you get watching anime. Which doesn't make any damn sense. But it happens, You try to binge watch a show, and although you like the show, it's interesting, you may literally just get in that mode where if you stop watching it and then days go by, weeks go by, and you may be a couple episodes away from finishing the season or the series, and you just literally stop. Not because it's a bad show, but that's just kind of how it is. You get animated out. You just gotta stop for a second. It happens to a lot of people, I feel. But I just want to do something new. Go back to things I'm comfortable with. Like I said, if anybody knows my channel, if you've been watching my videos, I used to always make these music, not review videos, but kind of sort of like my thoughts and feelings on them. And a lot of times it'd be on a leak. So I was making these videos like a day or two before an album even officially released. And I would get a lot of views. Especially when it came to like Out of Future, Tyler the Creator, things like that. I'd get the leak, I'd listen to it, I'd have it playing in the background. I'm sitting there, over here putting up a damn review video for something that's legally not even out yet. And I'd get views on it, and it was a good feeling. And then time gone by, and kind of life caught up with me. And the thing is that it's not like I'm not listening to music, or it's not like I'm not getting leaks still. I don't know, I'm just not making videos. And then sometimes I'll actually go back and make a video on something that I really liked. It might be a whole week or 2 weeks since the thing was out. So I kind of feel, I know the difference. Some people, they want that excitement because they want to see that video and hear about something that's not even out yet sometimes. you know. But I don't know. Maybe I'll get back into that too. But right now, this is just anime. This is something I'm comfortable with. Something that's ongoing forever. Like anime is a part of our history now. It's a part of our world history. You know, of course, you want to hear the new thing and have that discussion about that new anime that came out. But some people literally in 2017 they just may be wanting something new to do, something new to get into, and they just may need a guiding light. They just may need to hear a voice to be like, try this out. You know, you might like it. So yeah, I'm gonna start making some videos. We're gonna start doing that, and just let me know how you guys like it. If there's anything I should do specifically, anything I should change up, just let me know. Peace.